Yeah, I got it right here.
You ready? One of us knows how to use a mic.
It's good. It's sounding good either way.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to NoPlan Live, the fun show where we have no plan.
Exactly.
And we do it live.
Yes, and I guess go against that plan, we have our news segment, which there's been a few things that has happened recently for Jellyfin users. Quite a big update, actually.
Yeah, so Jellyfin actually had a pretty major update. It's nothing flashy, though, but it's a very important update. Saw it. But the update is really cool. It's basically a lot of like back-end admin stuff, and this is according to howtogeek.com. And really what it is things like being able to back up your entire system so you can restore it at a later date. So again, nothing too flashy, no major new features that I know of that go outside of the administrative side of things. But it's a very important update. So if you are a Jellyfin user, which you are, definitely recommend updating and checking it out. I did read something in the article about apparently the updates are not something where you can like use it for migration as much as it is more system failure.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. But again, if you're a Jellyfin user, super nice to see.
It's a lot of tweaks underneath the hood, not super flashy.
Yeah. All right. And our next bit of news is the AWS outage.
Yeah, that it didn't actually affect any services that I was using at the time, but it was affecting some of the ones you were using, right?
Yeah, so it could be just coincidence, but I actually did have an issue with, we use a lot of creative like online services and stuff like that, and one of them uses AI generation, and it just, we would load the site, everything seems fine, but then it just would not generate. And the only explanation that I could think of was the AWS outage, but it doesn't make sense why the whole site wouldn't be down unless it's just certain aspects go through AWS, which is also very possible.
Yeah, I don't exactly know what AWS hosted entails. Is that just data? Is it, GPUs? What is it exactly?
So AWS, it's just server space for rent. So it can be anything from...
But is it GPU like racks and stuff like that? Or is it actually like just hard drive storage? Like that's what I'm wondering.
I don't know how, I can only think. I thought I heard that that about a third of the internet was roughly ran on AWS.
Okay, wow.
So it's not a minimal amount, but I don't know if that is including things like GPU processing for like AI and stuff like that. I would assume so, though.
Be interesting to see, and also might be interesting for people to diversify their data storage after such an incident.
Yeah, we got Jenna asking, what the heck is that background? It is in honor of us talking about cars.
Yes,
it's
Daddy Doug.
Daddy Doug. So we're going to be talking about cars, so we have to have the king of YouTube cars behind us with a menacing glare. Anyway, so yeah, the AWS outage was apparently a massive financial loss as well. I heard billions of dollars being thrown around with it being down for only a day. And AWS having to credit it was a nightmare for Amazon. Love to see it. I'm really crying. But no, so that's that bit of news. Anyway, moving on to the next piece of news, we have Windows 10 going EOL.
It's finally gone. The Forever OS is not the Forever OS. Microsoft lied, actually. It's really heartbreaking.
And shocking. Microsoft lied. No, I completely forgot about that. That was supposed to be the last version of Windows.
Yeah.
That
we're supposed to make another one.
Dang. It's really funny. So I was at a NASCAR race recently, and I saw a diecast that had Windows 10 as a sponsorship on one of the cars. Because I remember that. When Windows 10 came out, they sponsored a NASCAR, and they put a lot of money and effort into it. And they were giving around, like, free activations of Windows and all of that kind of stuff at the time.
Those are vintage now.
Yeah, they are vintage now. I should probably find some of that merch. But this does lead us into one of our more recent videos. You guys should check out Jack's video on CachyOS. It's a fantastic video. Really cool seeing you being able to use CachyOS to keep one of those machines alive.
Yeah, it was going to be, because I didn't log in on my Microsoft account, which is something you can do to get an extra year of support, I was just like, it's just watching YouTube and Plex and Jellyfin. I'm going to go take the plunge and try out not Zorin, Cache OS.
Mm-hmm.
And so far it's been pretty good. Really just had issues relating to the desktop environment, but honestly, it's been quite a breeze.
Okay, awesome. Well, definitely check out that video on our channel. Zorin OS 18 also capitalized on Windows 10 going EOL, and I thought it was pretty funny because they released Zorin OS 18 on the day that Windows 10 went out of service. So I thought that was a pretty stellar move by them.
Yeah, that's the PR marketing team going like, this is gold.
Yeah.
This is gold.
Yeah, I received the we're on the email newsletter updates for marketing releases for Zorin, and they announced it like a month or two ago. They're going to be coming out on that day, and it was just really funny to see. The last bit of news that we have is the Austrian Armed Services is switching to LibreOffice. Thought that was pretty interesting. This comes from Commonwealth Snow on YouTube, and it's a really interesting video, but basically a lot of European countries are talking about doing something like this. And according to this video, Austria has already done so, switching from Microsoft Office to LibreOffice. And of course, the natural question is, does that mean that other software services and operating systems are next to include Linux, which we've already seen happen with a lot of other European countries? I'm kind of curious to see how all that goes.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because Nextcloud has recently pushed their new hub. I think it's Hub 25 or maybe 26. Yep. And one of the things I was doing a little research on Nextcloud is that because of some of the tariffs that were on the European Union from the United States, it actually pushed up their share because Nextcloud is a European company, and therefore Europeans want to use more European solutions. So I believe that is happening all across the board. They're looking more towards more localized companies to do their networking and stuff like that.
Which, when you think about it, it's kind of wild that it hasn't happened sooner, because Microsoft is an American company, and Apple is an American company, and Google is an American company. We got to count Android.
Yeah.
And those are all three of the major OS providers in the world, minus Linux.